Before we understand what is supply chain operations excellence workflow, and how does it helps, let's try to visualize how does information flows and tasks and processes get completed in a typical outsourcing or offshoring environment. With few scenarios. Scenario 1. Infosys supply officer has lot of SAP generated PRs and other actions in PO cockpit. PR needs to be validated and converted to POs. Infosys supply officer is working on the same, and for some of the PRs he needs certain information from some other stakeholder. Scenario 2. Plant planner requests to client supply officer for creating an urgent manual PO for a special part, due to some quality issue. Client supply officer sends the request to Infosys supply officer. Infosys supply officer looks at the request, and finds that he would need approval from client stakeholder for this PO as per the procurement policy. Scenario 3. Client supply officer sends a request to Infosys supply officer for supplier OTD report for a specific supplier, and wants to have this in next couple of days before his meeting with supplier. In all these scenarios, respective supply officer will have various queries in their mind around the status of submitted request. Now just imagine the supply chain operations, when there will be so many requests open for supply officers across different locations, it would result in inefficient and noisy operations, lack of visibility leading to poor and delayed execution, lack of transparency, missed SLAs, low customer satisfaction. Infosys Supply Chain Operations Excellence Workflow Solution will help in addressing all these challenges through an automated workflow. Workflow tool will be integrated to SAP and PO cockpit. Supply officers will be able to create request in the workflow tool for reports, manual POs or any other manual tasks. In case of any manual requests for any report or manual tasks or PR assignment to Infosys supply officers, a case will get created in the workflow tool. Milestone 1. Depending on the underlying task might need approval from some client stakeholder. If it doesn't require approval, it will be processed and moved to closure. Milestone 2. If supply officer needs some support from client in execution, case will be put on hold. Milestone 4. If case requires approval and approver has some query, case will be labeled as under query. Milestone 3. Similarly, case will be visible throughout its life cycle, and client so will have full visibility across all the possible milestones till closure. There can be so many other milestones depending on the nature of activity. Workflow solution will have an additional layer of visibility dashboard on top of it. This will help in better management and orchestration of tasks, and will bring benefits like smooth operations, improved operations visibility, reduced turnaround time, improved service levels, enhanced user experience, high CSAT.